Sony just released the ZV-1 Mark II and my blood is boiling, so I had to scooter my way down close to a lake because the large body of water is the only way I survived this episode.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
I am literally dumbfounded at these new releases lately. I've been telling you for months that the camera industry is only getting worse and worse. They're just removing features. The Canon Cripple Hammer has made friends. There's a gang now. The Nikon Mimic Monkey, the Sony Reptilians, they're talking underground. I don't like where their conversations had. There's like 70 miles of open sand, and they chose my path. There was hundreds of miles. Why? Why me? I'm vlogging here. So if you're like me, a hopeful YouTuber enthusiast, you were looking at the ZV-1 hoping that, okay, we're gonna upgrade this thing, right? Like 4K 60, we already did HD 960 frames per second, so can we make that look a little better maybe? Are we getting like better stabe, wider lens? They did one of those things, but at the cost of removing every single other thing. I can't even, the notes, they're all squiggly with rage. Just think of this for a second. Sony releases the X3000. Best stabe in the business. Boss stabe, optical in its origins, plus digital. Perfect formula. Cannot be beaten even today. It can, actually, by GoPro's stabe. But whatever, it's pretty darn good. So, like, that's all we're asking for. When we see people vlogging and it's super shaky footage, it's irritating to watch. So, like, stabe is number one. Be in focus and good stabe. That's what we're aiming for. ZV-1 had a stabilized lens plus active. They remove the stabe in the lens. Newly designed for vlogging lens removing the stabe. Was there a meeting? If there was a meeting. Alright fellas, I do believe it's time for another ZV-1 model. We should make a vlogging camera. We haven't really been focusing on that lately. Do you have any idea what we should, like, improve in this model? Of course, boss. We've been writing down all the complaints of the ZV-1. We're ready for this Mark II. They were saying the lens is not wide enough. 4K 60 would be nice, 10-bit. Some vloggers think they can color grade. They're stupid. Stabilization. Just improve that. We're ready to do it. We have the prototype. Do you want us to continue with it? Improve? Ow. What does that word mean? Like, you mean make the next generation of camera easier and simpler and not as good. Is that what you meant? Improve? No, it's like where you make a product and people liked it, it was pretty cool, and then we learn more stuff, our technology advances, and we improve on the features. Like an improvement. The next generation. Better than the last one. Johnson, have you seen the current Generation Z? I saw a kid the other day, he licked an ice cream cone, fell on his ass, and then looked at his smartphone for TikTok advice on how to get up. They're not bright. There's not a lot of hope in our future. We need to make these cameras as easy as possible. Just something that you can smash a button with your elbow. Most of these kids are going to lose arms. We got to assume fingers, they're out. They're not a thing anymore. Big button with an elbow smash, a little bright thing, dark. We got to keep it simple here. Remember when you used to care? Vloggers these days, they're not so bad. They're not so dumb. They just want a little slow motion to film the people of their town. It brings the community together. It shows, hey, I made it onto that vlogger's show. Look, let's watch it tonight over dinner. It's not even a TV dinner anymore. We can cook together as a family. We need to give them something to be inspired by. The dumbed down cameras are already dead. The smartphone killed them off. We need to do better. Why aren't we doing better? Because good enough is the new better, Johnson. You remember that. Good enough is okay. Nobody remembers the guy who tried. They remember the guy who pressed the button with his elbow and started the show, even though it's shaky as hell. Everything I loved in the ZV-1 has been removed. goodbye slow-mo. It was already doing 240 frames that looked really good. And then the gimmicky 480 and 960, they didn't look great, but they were fun, and the ZV-1 could do it, and they took it out. For what reason? Why do you just remove something? I don't understand it. The slow-mo is gone. The lens, a 1.8 to 4. I don't know, I'm okay with it. We want the 1.8 at the 18, and then who the hell zooms anyway? So like, whatever, I ain't even mad at it. I'm happy. It keeps it small, it's like, whatever. 50 mil Tony 4, it ends up like a Tony 19. I'm cool with it. Hey puppy, you look muddy and dangerous. Hey buddy. You may be wondering why I'm not reviewing the actual camera and just talking crap about it. Aren't I a respected camera reviewer in the field? Of course I am. I'm well noted by most of the companies. Just a little side rant. I get invited to the Sony meeting like a day before the launch of the camera. Like, what are you doing? We had a relationship. I've reviewed things in the past on launch day. I did a great job. I told the truth. And that's what the world needs more of. And like, what's the point of these meetings before launch? It's like, great. I do better jobs reviewing the reviews like I'm doing now. I'm getting closer to the waters, my friend. I can feel the calm coming over my blood. The form factor. Does Sony not know that these little point and shoots are terrible for vlogging to hold? Like, it's this side thing with a screen on the other side. Whereas a camcorder, top to bottom, why aren't we making a little camcorder? ZV-1 camcorder. Someone else do it. Sony, you've lost touch. This is your camera. We know that, right? The X3000. Why aren't you upgrading it? You know what I don't get? Like, obviously the YouTube pros were expecting 4K 60 at least, 4K 120 maybe, but at least 4K 60 HD 240, the obvious specs. I don't understand, like, they're segmenting. The ZV-1 is their pro version of this whole ZV fiasco. And so, like, okay, I understand you want to designate the best specs for that camera, but you already had the specs in the ZV-1 yesteryear, where it did HD 960, and you took it away. Like, I'm okay that you didn't add 10-bit. This isn't 10-bit, but like, you made no progress. It's the same sensor, not designed for video, 20 megapixels. That thing should be 12 at most, 9 preferred. Still be my blood, calm are the waters of rage. My soul is appeased. Camera companies are doing their best. It's fine. I love what they do. I love how hard they try. Why do I smell a skunk? It's a beach. There's no skunks here. They can't live off anything. Why is the world the way it is? I have several more complaints written down. If I'm being honest with you, it sounds fun. 18 mil 1.8, plenty enough tone, cool. I could do a show on it. I could have fun with the thing, but I can't believe they've removed the heart of the ZV-1. And like, they kept a couple things. The ND filter, I'm surprised they kept that. I thought that was gone for sure. It's too weak though. It doesn't do anything in sunshine. It's not enough to get the shutter respectable for motion blur. So like, that needed to be darkened. A couple extra stops. Nothing was improved upon. There was no meetings where they're like, what can we fix about this? It was just, they're a recycling plant. SonyRecycling.com, it's a place, and they just reuse what they already have. Everything about that is the same as it was. The The screen, same old complaints. Oh my god. What I don't understand, this dumbed down nature. Instead of like, oh, you stop up the aperture to make things bright or darken. No, teenagers are too stupid for that. They need to see bright or dark. Is it brighter now? What changed? We don't know what changed doing that. Did the shutter go down? It's brighter now. I like that. We're not that stupid. The thing has less specs than the Sony X3000 if you were curious. 4K 30, I can do that. HD 240p, I can do that. You can't even do it. So it's a problem. I was watching old man Gerald Undun's review of the camera. Since he had a kid, now he's an old man looking at his windows. Why are they vlogging outside my window? What are the kids doing these days? People sometimes take their camera outside, Gerald. It's not, people don't just buy it to see, okay, press record, let's see how long this battery lasts, huh? Oh, this is gonna go, yeah. Oh, it overheated, 16 minutes. Okay. Some people like take pictures outside. Most photography is done outdoors. I've seen that happen. I'm actually going out to this forested area right now to get the filth off my tongue and record on the Black Magic for my other channel, just to get this nasty ZV-1 Mark II taste out of my mouth. I need something filmic to believe in. Oh yeah, that's better. That is the stuff. So the race to the bottom is official. I honestly, when I made the ZV-1 2 versus Canon V10 video, who's gonna beat us to the bottom, I was joking. Like, of course the ZV-1's gonna kill it, because the ZV-1 already did. So the Mark II obviously is gonna crush this thing. It actually reverted back to the same specs as the V10, because Mitsubishi owns both of the companies, so they just got a little worse together, somehow. So cool story, Sony. It's nice to see that your company's trying so hard to be last place, and you just, like, you're a recycling plant now. I appreciate the work you're doing for the environment. You're reusing materials, like, that's awesome. But to get my money, an X4000 is what we're working on. A camcorder. Much easier. Better specs, improve something. If they make us X4000, it's gonna be worse. I know it is, so don't even make the damn thing. That's why I think the only cameras to be even thinking about right now are the older ones. When they used to care, and they were trying, and then smartphones came and they saw the writing on the wall, it's like, our industry is done. Okay, just reuse the parts we have and we move on to making dishwashers and laundry machines. The camera industry is dead. That means I'm dead. I'm a camera channel. What the hell am I gonna switch this into? All right, I'm gonna go find my scene somewhere in the wilderness. I can't believe you, Sony. You're dead to me. I will sell anything that comes in contact with my hands, Sony. Whether it's given to me by you, it's getting sold immediately instead of returned. And what's coming back to you is an X3000 with a little note saying, I hate you. So I'm gonna leave. Are you buying the ZV-1 2 through my affiliate links? It's a good shot. Subscribe for more videos.